Hello, my name is Angeliki Gigliotti, and I will be presenting 3 high-impact teaching strategies that are aligned with the school-wide positive behaviour support model. The first strategy that I'm discussing is structuring lessons. A structured lesson reinforces predictable, purposeful routines that are repeated for the majority of the lessons. Predictability and familiarity help to foster a sense of safety, relieving the stress of being in a state of heightened alertness from the unknown or unwanted surprises. They include clear scaffolded transitional steps through each tier of the lesson, from the introduction of the topic and identifying the learning intention to the reflection at the end of the session and the consolidation of the learning. Structured lessons offer a tool for optimal usage of time. Time can be factored in for circulating and checking in on the student's learning, and time allowed for thinking. Gaps of idleness are avoided, helping to keep disruptions to a minimum and avoiding a chaotic classroom. Time is given for working with students one-on-one, so that the students that need any extra instructions or repeated instructions are catered for. Visual guides that prompt memory and chunked information is displayed on the board or within the classroom for the students to refer to reduce their cognitive load. The flow through the structured lesson also demonstrates the performance-related behaviours that are valued in a school-wide positive behaviour structured model. Feedback. Feedback is one of the most powerful and effective strategies that can impact learning and progress. Effective feedback benefits both students and teachers by improving the student learning and the teaching practice. For feedback to be effective, it is important to consider the language used and how it is provided. Focus the feedback on the student's strengths and keep the language positive, supportive, and genuine. Even if the feedback is reflected on a single step achieved and identifying the positive attitude and behaviour, the feedback can motivate the student to continue further. Provide feedback in real time to keep it relevant to the student and the work that they are doing at the present time. The Department of Education and Teaching state that students with trauma are sensitised to anything that does not feel genuine, so be genuine. As backed by the Australian Institute of Teaching and School Leadership, as well as the Department of Education and Teaching, feedback can be seen as a formative assessment. It can be a framework for improvement and further learning. By providing the opportunity to reflect and refine student learning and identifying the need for adjustments, changes, or the need for further interventions. Feedback can be given between the teacher and the student and the teacher, or even the student to the student, as in peer-assisted learning. Often peers have insights into the learning that the teacher doesn't. And as Topping and Eli state, masters may have the greatest difficulty in seeing the novice's obstacles. Setting goals is the final strategy that I will be discussing. Setting goals offer a motivation for engagement and learning. They help the student to keep track of their learning and provides a sense of pride, encouragement when the goals are achieved. The important factors to consider when making goals are: be specific. Keep the words clear and explicit so that the student completely understands their goal. Make it measurable. This helps the student to keep track of how they are travelling toward the goal achievement. Ensure that the student has the ability to achieve the goal. Keep Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development in mind. Don't make it too easy or too difficult. John Hattie's extensive research revealed that goals that are challenging and achievable have an energizing and motivational effect that leads to higher learning. Make the goal relevant. There is no point in making goals if there is no relevance to the student or to their immediate learning. Desi's self-determination theory identifies that individuals' intrinsic motivators are the need for competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Therefore, involving the student in making their own goals, this gives the student a sense of ownership, control, and accountability for their learning. It offers rewards for the students' efforts in accomplishing their goals as a form of reinforcing positive behaviours that are valued in the school-wide positive behaviour support model. And finally, ensure there is a realistic time frame for the achievement of the goal. Goals that linger too long lose the student's focus and motivation, and it leads to a sense of failure. By implementing these strategies, the teacher is able to set the classroom as a supportive, inclusive, and motivating environment. Thank you.